if we were to reduce immigration, or at least temporary foreign workers, would that have an immediate impact on either the cost of houses or on rental markets? Like, what have we seen so far with the reduction of international students?
Rental markets would respond the most quickly. I work for rentals.ca now and have access to a lot of data. I've been doing some work on that channel. If you want, really detailed stuff, you can go to the rentals.ca channels and find all of that. But one thing we did a study on recently was the impact of declining international student permits on the rental market in Canada, because that is the segment that we've seen the largest decrease in of non-permanent residents. Like student permits are down something like 40%, and a lot of the ones that they're still issuing are focused on renewals or extensions. So new arrivals of students to the country is down about 70% since the same time last year. And what we saw in the rental markets, we kind of looked at the areas around university campuses. We see, first of all, that cities that tend to have a lot of international students have been decreasing faster than provincial averages. And then within local markets, the areas close to campuses tend to be seeing bigger rent decreases than the city as a whole, and in particular, a big decrease in demand. Like there's less people out there looking for apartments and competing for apartments. And to me, this extends to all of these non-permanent resident populations, and everyone in the population as a whole, right? Everybody needs a place to live. So, and like the other thing I think is that a healthy rental market is kind of the bedrock of a healthy housing market, because they're not exactly the same, but homeownership and renting are, in a sense, substitute goods in that you can have a roof over your head, have a warm place to sleep, and be securely housed if there is not a very, very competitive market. So if renting is really, really cheap, then it doesn't really make sense to buy housing, right? So if you bring down the price of rent, you bring down price pressure on housing. And that would be more through, downward pressure on land value, because land value is kind of derived from everything else. It's not an independent thing. But yeah, I do think that with the population set to either flatline or slightly decline for a while, that will have a positive impact on affordability for housing,
You know, it's
mainly rentals at first, and that'll flow through to purchase.